This is NBC Connecticut Today at 9.
With the tax filing deadline right around the corner, now is a time when many of us look at our finances. Denis Horrigan from the Connecticut Wealth Management joins us this morning with a look at investments and talk to us a little bit about what we're seeing in the markets. It seems like we can't keep track of what they're doing.
Yeah, it's been a crazy year so far. The markets hate uncertainty, and right now there's been a ton of uncertainty. Most of it is revolving around interest rates. Are interest rates going to remain super low as they have been for several years, or are they on the rise? The Federal Reserve is the organization that kind of determines where interest rates should be, and they use interest rates as a tool to either goose the economy by keeping them low or raising interest rates to slow down the economy if they're concerned that inflation is kind of right around the corner. So picture the Federal Reserve with one foot on a gas pedal, keeping interest rates low, goosing the economy, and one foot right now is just hovering over the brake pedal, ready to raise interest rates and slow down the economy. That's the concern right now.
Now, what does that mean for the average person at home? If those interest rates go up, what does it mean for people?
Well, it's certainly going to affect their investments, right? So, and their bond investments more than anything. So our advice to everybody is, first of all, remain diversified and know what you own. So different investments are going to respond differently to an increase in interest rates. At Connecticut Wealth Management, our strategy is to use all sorts of different types of bond investments, some that will do well if interest rates stay low, some that will actually do well if interest rates go up. The concern is typically bond investments will get hurt if interest rates go up, but not all bond investments.
So what do people do during this time of uncertainty? Because, you know, especially after we saw the crash that we did, people don't want to lose any more money.
Yeah. Well, again, check back with what you have. Know what you have and know how it's going to respond if interest rates do go up. They are going to go up at some point. We know that. Is it going to be this summer? Is it going to be later in the year? At some point, rates have got to go up. But before they do, take advantage of this opportunity and look at your mortgage. It still is a great time to refinance your mortgage into a lower interest rate, lower your monthly payments, and save a few bucks.
Talk to me a little bit about mortgages here, because when those interest rates go up, people with variable mortgages are, you know, yelling.
Yeah,
I mean, it could be a hard time for them.
Yeah, well, there were a lot of mortgages that were taken out and refinanced 4 or 5 years ago that were taken out in what we call adjustable rate mortgages, where the interest rate will adjust if interest rates in the general economy go up. So if rates are risen by the Fed later this year, people could see their mortgage payments go up by hundreds of dollars per month. It might be the time right now to lock in to a good long-term interest rate.
And what does that also mean for people? Because that payment is, you know, they've done those calculations very precisely.
Yeah. Well, you know, the banks have all sorts of standards that they calculate as to how much of a loan you can take out, how big your payments can be, and you don't want to have your mortgage payments be any more than a third of your net take-home pay. So you can use a bank loan officer that can help you calculate whether you're a good candidate to refinance your mortgage, or maybe you do just stick with the one you have. But the best thing to do is check it out. Check the numbers and see if it makes sense to refinance your mortgage.
All right, Denis, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. You're breaking it all down for us. We'll head at 9:30, cheering on the champions.